Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Erndale's. I'm doing a little recording this evening because it has been a busy day. I haven't had a chance to do the introduction to what I'm going to show you because I've been doing what I'm going to show you. So I hope everybody's well. I just wanted to follow up on the very short little video that I put up yesterday. If you haven't watched that one, that is sort of part one to this one. Yesterday, well, not yesterday, but on the weekend, I was continuing going through drawers and boxes and things that I have up here in my studio. I'm trying to reduce a lot of my inventory of supplies because I don't do a lot of the things that I used to do. And so I want to move them out of here. And I came across some quilt squares that I had done, 20, 25 years ago, maybe even longer than that. And at the time when I had done that, I had never made a quilt. I had never pieced even a block. And I, as usual, just tend to do my own thing. I watch somebody do it or listen to how somebody does it, and then I just do whatever. And that was the case of these blocks. So watch that one from yesterday before you watch this one, because it explains why the blocks are in the condition that they're in. Anyway, I did make a bag like I said I would. And here it is. So I used 4 blocks, and this side of the bag, I put them together in a different way than this side of the bag. Now these were strip quilt blocks, so I used 4 for the front and 4 for the back, and I made a little bag. And it's perfect for, I wanted it for knitting. So in the bag, I actually have put some knitting stuff already. I'm working on a pair of socks, and I actually have one done. And you know, it occurred to me that my videos, a lot of them I'm showing you what I'm making, but I actually never show you that I've actually finished things. And maybe I'm giving the impression that I never finish anything, but I do. I finish almost everything that I do start, and then some. So this is the sock that I'm making. I'm doing the second one. And these are Christmas socks. I've made, I think this is the 4th pair now for my Christmas knitting. I started this in July, and I'm just going great guns. So that's really good because I like to give socks at Christmas time, and they're a nice small thing to pick up when you don't feel like doing anything else. But I have been doing a lot of knitting, and I have almost finished my big, I remember, I don't know, months back, I showed you that I was making a wrap. I'm just about to the end of that. So I will be having a video coming up of the things that I actually have finished this summer. And you might be a little surprised because I've only been showing you what I've started and what I thought I was going to do, but I haven't actually shown you what I have accomplished. So here's the bag, and I think it turned out really cute. I love it. I've made this bag before, this style bag before. And for me, and for knitting, this is the kind of bag that I like. I didn't put a pocket in this one. I've made other ones like this, not with this material, but in this style, and I put pockets in, and I've never ever used the pockets, so I didn't even bother. So here's the video of me making this bag, and I hope you try making them. They're very easy to make, and they make a really nice bag for your own thing, but it also makes a really nice little gift bag as well. And I have more than enough squares to do a few more of these, and I'm going to continue to make some more because I really need them. I actually don't use project bags, or have not used project bags in the past. I use plastic bags, you know, the grocery store ones, but the grocery store doesn't give those out anymore. So I need a lot of these because I have a lot of different projects on the go. So here you go. Here's the video, and enjoy the end. See you later. Bye for now. I thought I would take you along on making my first bag out of these pieces that I showed you on my last video. So this was the one that I had sewn together already. And I sewed another one for the other side, but I sewed it differently. So the sides aren't going to match, which is just fine with me. This is a bag. Actually, I like the way this one looks too. And I have just now put the interfacing on. I wanted to do that before I square it off because it was wiggling all over the place, because like I said before, when I made these blocks, I did not pay attention to my fabric. Some of this is stretchy and some of it is cotton, so it's moving all over the place. So I have my two sides. I'm going to square them off now, and what I want to do is I need to cut a piece for the top and a piece for the bottom, because these are going to be pull string bags. So I'm going to square these off, and then I'm going to look for some fabric to use for the tops and the bottoms. These are going to be quite a large bag, which is fine because some of my knitting projects are a little on the larger side, so this will be perfect for that. So I'm going to square these off now. So this one squared off to exactly 12 inches. Turned out pretty. I am quite happy with it. And I have a little bit of wiggle room on the back side, so I'm going to square this other one off at 12 inches. And then I will choose some fabric for the top and the bottom. I don't like that side. Not going to make it. Well, I have to do with them 11.5, I guess. Just have to do the same on the other one. It doesn't matter. Okay, so I'll have to bring this one down a little bit. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What's going on with me? Why don't I just put it at the beginning so I can actually see? No, this is 12. That's 12. This isn't 12. This is 11.5. Okay, so This one's 12 by 11. Oh. Okay, I ended up with two 11-inch squares. So now I'm going to find some fabric for the top and for the bottom. I'll just go and pull some. These are really pretty. I like the colors in here. They're really lovely. Okay, I'm going to go find some fabric. Okay, so I've got my two pieces, and I'm going to need, I want to make a drawstring casing at the top, about a 3-inch strip. So I'm going to need a piece about 6 inches for here and 6 inches for here, and I think I'm going to use this off-white cotton for that. I'll have enough to do that, so I'm going to cut that, and that's going to be attached to the top. And then because I'm going to box the bottom, I don't want to box this part here. I think that would be kind of difficult, so I'm going to add a bottom to this. And I have this old, actually it's a table runner. It's a nice, I don't know, sort of a brocadey kind of thing. I've got quite a bit of it, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this, and I'm going to add probably that much to the bottom of the bag, because some of it's going to be boxed as well. And then I'm also going to need a piece of lining for each side. So I'm going to press this out, and I'll show you. I don't know if you can see, but it has a bit of a pattern on it. I'm going to press this out and cut two pieces for the bottom, and I'm going to press this and cut two pieces for the top. And we will attach the bottom first and then go from there. I've cut my bottoms now, and I'm going to put the right sides together, pin them on here, and just sew these on the bottom. I sort of was wondering if I should maybe put some batting on the back of this, but I don't think I will, because I've got that interfacing on there, so I think that should be good enough. I'm just not, it's going to have a lining in it anyway, so that'll give it some extra strength. And it's just going to be a knitting bag, so I don't really think, I'm not going to be carrying anything really heavy in it. So there's the bottoms. I'm going to go and sew that on. And then I was thinking I might do the top. For this one, I might just use the same fabric. Instead of using the off-white, I might just make my top part from this as well, which I said I needed 6 inches. So I'm going to cut 2 more 6-inch strips of this, and I'll make my casing from this dark stuff as well. But first I'll go sew this on. This is a little longer than I want, so I'm going to take it off here at 14 inches. I think that'll be long enough. I just wanted a little extra on the bottom to make the box, because I don't want to have to deal with doing the box on that other stuff. I need to turn this. Yeah, that's much better. Now I have to cut some lining for this bag, and I don't really care about the lining. Just going to use up what I've got. I've got these two pieces ready. So now I have this fabric. I think I'll use this for the lining. I've got lots of it, and I really can't use it for anything else. It's not it's not the kind of fabric that I would want to use for anything else. So it'll be perfect for lining for my bag. So I'm going to cut two pieces to match this for the lining, and I might even put a pocket in there. I don't know. We'll see. Let me cut the fabric. Okay, I have sewn the lining up. I've left a little hole to turn it, and now I am going to square up the corners. So I have a 45-degree line on this little ruler. I'm going to line that up with this part, this line right here. And I'm going to put my 2.5 inches right at the point. I need my glasses. There we go. Everything's better with glasses. And where's the 2.5? Right there. Okay, and then I'm just going to take and draw a line. Wait a minute, I lost my 2.5 here. I'm just going to draw a line across, which is going to be our sewing line. We're going to sew on there. I'm just going to pin it as well so it doesn't move. And then we'll cut on the other side. And then over here, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to flip it over. Do the exact same thing. I've checked that these are, the seams are in line. I can feel them all the way through here. And the point should be in line. And they are. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to put my ruler at the 45, oops, got it the wrong way, 45-degree angle, and find my 2.5, which is right there, and I'm going to draw my line. And I'm going to pin. Now I'm going to take this to the sewing machine, and I'm going to sew along the line there and that one there, and then I will cut about 1/2 inch away from there. Okay, I've sewn them. Now I am going to cut. And that's garbage. And that's garbage, and we have a nice little boxy bag. Okay, so now what I have to do is I have to sew this together, and I will do the exact same thing with the bottom of this as I did with this. I'll be back. I did the same with the bag. Let's just turn it inside out, or right side out, and see what we've got. Oh, we got a nice little boxed bottom on it. It's going to be quite a tall, deep bag, but that's fine. It's going to be nice. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this top part. I thought I had cut them. I did cut them. But I want them to be the same width as this, now that this is all sewn together. So I'm going to have to cut them down. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 inches now. So I'm going to cut these at 12 inches, and then I'll fold and sew the corners or the edges so that there's no raw edges. Actually, I don't need 12 inches, do I? I think 11 inches would be fine. That gives me an inch on each side to roll. You know what? I think I'm just going to stick with the 12 inches. 1, 2, 3. Let's go here. There's my ruler gone too. Here it is. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I'm just going to open this up, and I'm going to roll this and press it, and roll this and press it, and then sew along there, just so that I have a nice clean seam on the edge. When I get that done, then I'll show you what I'm going to do after that. Okay, I've got my raw edges finished on both pieces of the casing material. Now I have to actually make the casing in the middle. So this is 3 inch, so I want to have a line at 1 inch and a line at 2 inches, and that middle part is where I will be running my ribbon or whatever I'm going to close my bag with. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to measure 1 inch from the first edge, and I'm just using my chalk because I don't have any disappearing stuff. I don't even know if it's making a line. Did it make a line? Yeah, pretty good. And then I'm going to go up another inch at the 2 inch mark, and I'm going to make another line. I'm just going to go and sew those 2 lines and do the same with this other piece, and I'll be back. Okay, so we have our lining, and we have our bag, and we have the 2 tops for the bag. We're going to leave this right side out, facing this way, and this one we're going to leave it the right side in. And we're going to take one of these, and we are going to pin it or line it up to the top of the bag. And I'm just going to, folded edge at the bottom and the raw edges at the top. And I'm just going to use these clips here to pin this on here. And the same thing with the other side. Just line it up and pin it on. This blue material is actually quite free. I think it must have some rayon in it or something. Okay, now what we're going to do is we are going to put everything in here. So we're just going to slide this. Oh, let's get it right. Just a minute. we're going to slide this inside of this all the way in. And we are going to line it all up. So we're going to line up the side seam with the side seam. And this time I'm going to pin that wherever my pins got to. Pin that together. And I'll do the other side. Line up the seam on the lining and the seam on the bag. Pin that together. Need a longer pin. And then just going to move these clips so that all the other part is clipped as well. Make sure that your top piece isn't, and mine is, that it didn't fall down, and mine did fall down. Okay, and I'm going to move these clips. This one is folded over too. I don't want that. So I will straighten that out. And clip that. Clip that. And make sure that that one's fine. I clip that one. So now what we're going to do is we are going to just sew along the top. I'm going to sew in maybe about 1 inch along the top all the way around, and then I'll come back. Okay, we've sewn all the way around it. So now we are going to turn it the right way. I made a hole there before I left that hole, so we're just going to pull this through. And whoops, got caught here. Pull this all the way around, and before we do anything, we're going to close up this hole here. So we're just going to take it to the machine. I'm just going to pin it for a minute, and we're going to close up this hole. I'll be right back. Okay, we have that closed up, so we're going to put the lining in the bag. And there we have our bag. Now, I'm just going to take an iron and iron this down nice and flat inside, just to kind of anchor it. And then I'm going to do a stitch just around, a top stitch just around the edge here, just to hold that lining in place. But the bag is just about done. Now, I have to think about what I'm going to use as my tie. You know, I have to thread something in there so that I can close this little bag. Cute. Really, really cute. So I'm going to iron this down and sew around here, and I'm going to try and find something. I don't have any cord I might have some grosgrain ribbon. I'll have to have a look and see what I've got. But I'll do this first and then I will be back again. Well, I searched and I couldn't find any ribbon or anything that I wanted to use. So I have this really pretty material. There's not much of it left. I used to have a dress. This was a dress of mine and I love this dress. I made it actually myself years and years ago and I wore it and I love this. I love the color. I love the style of it. And so now I'm cutting it all up. But there's a little piece of that dress in this. That's why I decided to use this. So I'm just going to put a pin in the top. And I'm going to start threading this through. The casing in the middle. Remember I divided that 3-inch strip into 3 inches each. Now this one will go all the way around this way. I'm sorry about the noise outside. Some people need to get new mufflers, I swear. But there's a lot of people coming home from work now, I guess, so it's going to be noisy. So I'm just going to pull this through some more. Okay, now take the pin out and I'll put it in this one. This one went this way, so this one will go this way. It'll start here. I'm just going to pin these two together here so this doesn't pull. Where's my pin? There it is. To be honest with you, making these ties was the hardest part of the bag. Who of us likes to turn these kind of skinny little pieces of fabric? I don't know anybody who does. So I have made this bag before, but I cannot take credit in the design of this bag. This design is from Erica Arndt, and if you don't follow her on YouTube, you should. She's a young woman, very talented young woman, does all kinds of different things, and sort of reminds me of myself at that age. She does really nice stuff. So check her out. Okay, so here's my two. I am now going to tie them together. It's kind of thick. I might replace these at some point with something else if I ever find something else to replace them with, but for right now, these will do. So you tie those two together, and then you tie these two together. And I'm just going to trim off the ends a little bit. If I can find a pair of scissors. I definitely will replace these. I think they're too thick, but for right now, they work. And there is my little sewing bag. It turned out so cute. I'm very happy with it. Isn't that adorable? This could be for a pair of socks, a couple pairs of socks, or anything. It's going to be for knitting, that's for sure. So there we are. I found these blocks from years ago when I was just playing around with quilting, and I made them into a useful little knitting bag. So I hope you enjoyed that, and give Erica Arndt a little bit of a, sorry about that, I hope you don't see that. Give her a little love. She's a very creative person. There you go. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.